think it's an interesting one anecdotally. I've heard people talking about some resorts in the Southern Med seemingly quieter this year. And that's just an anecdotal thing. That's not matched by capacity growth. We on the webinar that we ran last week or the week before, we looked at capacity for the major country pairs globally. Spain, UK is still the biggest, growing by 6% on last year. So no downturn there. And are we seeing, a flurry of people from Southern Europe traveling north for cooler weather? Also, no, not really. Capacity actually between Scandinavia and Spain and Italy is down a little.
If you've booked a summer holiday, then you're hoping to have sun and sunshine. That's what you've paid for. And that's why you go to Spain. It might be a little bit hotter than you expected it to be, but that's what that's what you're in for. I don't think it can change travel patterns because ultimately the consumer and the traveller has little choice, particularly if you've got two children. Unless you go take them out school holidays and pay the fines, then you're limited as to when you can travel. And it may be that there is growth in the shoulder seasons, and I think there's no doubt that's happening. Partly because of the sun and the heat, but also because the pricing is becoming so pronounced in that 6-8 week period in the summer that people are just looking at thinking, I've got to find an alternate. But there is an underlying issue that will come with this, because if even today, if you look at airline schedules, they ramp up week on week until about this time of the year when they're at their maximum capacity and their maximum scheduling. Now, if demand flattens, what does that mean? Well, it means in the shoulder seasons, we might actually have to see some more flights being operated. And in the peak season, we may see some discretionary services, the 8th Gatwick Palmer frequency not operating. So I think the implications of this are, well, they're not profound, but I mean, every airline will have to manage it. Every tour operator will have to manage it. It's, I'm going to give up working in the aviation industry and get an air conditioning business.